And right now it's time for that time when we have our special guest. Tonight's special guest is Larry Killip. Larry is a jingle writer. He writes those catchy little tunes that go round and round in your head. What's it like to be a jingle writer? To find out, we welcome Larry Killip as our special guest on The Beat Goes On. Larry
Hello,
Killip.
Gerard. Hello.
Welcome to The Beat Goes On.
Fantastic.
And of all the people in New Zealand, the beat is going on for Larry Killip because you make your living with the beat, don't you?
I do.
Doing radio, television commercials.
Well, that's what I do. I do a lot of sound post. I've been doing it since the 80s. I've been responsible for some very well-known jingles over the years, and it's great. Yes, I mean some of them. It's funny. Some of them are actually. You look on YouTube now, and I see a few of them. And they're sort of coming back as people remember them from when they were young.
Before we go any further, it's a great industry, but just in case anybody doesn't know, what is a jingle?
A jingle, well, a jingle is a 30-second or 15-second, but generally they're like a 30-second little music bed. And in fact, I personally think that there's jingles and there's jingles. Some jingles are just like you basically sing the phone number at the front, and there's a bit of music, and the guy talks, and then at the end you sing the phone number again. Well, that's kind of a jingle. But a really good jingle is a little song, a mini song in itself. I actually, and good ones, I actually call them household hits.
Now you've got a whole pile of them. Let's just go have a quick listen to, so our viewers know exactly why Larry's in here today. Because there is a reason, actually. Viewers, if you'll just excuse us, we want to get into it, but it is the 20th anniversary of one of Larry's famous jingles. So I thought about time we had a chat to Larry. So let's just go through some of your wonderful jingles that everybody would know.
Okay. Righto, well, 80s, I did things like, I did all the Levine's ads that used to be on in the 80s. I did the Bend On ads that used to be on in the 80s. There was a great track called How Do You Like It? And that was a wonderful ad with all some wonderful ladies dancing away there. And things like, It's All Here at the market at Victoria Park, of course, this is back in the 80s. Lots of stuff then. And then I moved into, I think I did Dress for Less, that shopping chain. Dress for Less. I did all those, and then let me think now. Probably I did some of the more well-known ones. Then about 1992, I did one called the Columbine, which was
let's have a listen to that.
Then it goes looking fine, dancing the Columbine, looking good. I knew that you would, feeling smooth, dancing the Columbine. Get that groove and you make that move.
That was a good one. Now keep your guitar there for a second.
Right.
But you're here today for that. Everyone knows it. It was Giltrap Motors Toyota.
Giltrap City Toyota. I recorded that in 1989, and
20 years now,
and it's still playing. And I came across the original tape recently, and a diary from 1989 because the tape had the date on it. So I checked it out, and to my surprise, it just came up in September, just gone. And so
you sent me the email, and I remember thinking, that's amazing, 20 years. So let's have a quick listen to it anyway.
Giltrap City Toyota, we're the one. Get Toyota! That high now. It's number one. It gets up there.
We must have heard that 5 million times.
Oh, I guess you have, and I'm sorry about that.
But so how do you start? Everyone is fascinated by the fact is how does it all start? You get a call from a client, or?
Oh, well, of course. You get,
let's go through the process.
I mean, sometimes it would come from an advertising agency, but in the case of Giltrap, actually, it came direct. And that one was interesting. You'll notice that it's kind of reggae.
Yeah.
And the guy, I remember at the time, it had me a bit perplexed. He gave me a tape. He'd just come back from the islands, and he played me this reggae music from the islands, and he said, I think I'd like it to be a bit like
something like that.
And I thought, that's a bit strange for a car jingle, And I guess, and as a matter of fact, actually, on the original tape that I've got, I've actually done 2 versions because I was so unsure.
Yeah.
And because I thought it was a bit slow, you know. So I did one a little bit revved up, but it turns out that this is the one that worked. And in hindsight, it was a great thing. But at the time, I really felt a little unsure, you know.
Yeah, you don't know
and you
about
don't
it, do you?
know, you know, you don't know that some of these things are going to take on a life of their own.
Now, the show goes all over the country, and that was Giltrap City Toyota, so basically was played in Auckland.
Yeah,
so there may be a few people in Dunedin saying, I don't think I've heard that jingle, but I mean, we have heard it.
Yes.
Till it's...
Oh, well, that's right. There's been many others. I mean, one of the others...
Well, one they might know is the one for Cottage.
Well, they might do, yes, they might do. Gotta get a cottage, gotta get a garage, gotta get a skyline. Gotta get a cottage, gotta get a garage, gotta get a skyline. I mean, I sing these at parties.
Not only jingles, but of course they use your voice. I mean, you've done jingles that...
Yes, I've sung them for other people too.
Oh, what would be an example of that?
Well, a good friend of mine, Steve Robinson, I believe he wrote with someone else, a couple of guys anyway, they put together the 100% ad that used to play.
No, yeah.
You know, and they did a version, and then sometime later I got to do another version, and so I ended up singing it. And so for quite a long time I was the guy that went, yes, yes, 100%. Something like that. See, I can't get as high as I used to. I'm having trouble doing that.
100%. So, I mean, everyone knows that one. That's been... But once you've got the idea, what happens then? You have to record it, don't you?
Yes, I record it, and sometimes I'll do what I call a demo, which is the trouble is though you really have to sort of do the job because it's pretty hard to sell something. Sometimes there's an indefinable thing in the track that is in the recording, and to just do a demo, I mean that as it happens, that does actually work quite well on the guitar. And in some cases I've gone into boardrooms and just with a guitar and just sang them the jingle, and that's been great. They love it. You know.
Sometimes you sing it, or you have a whole pile of singers coming in.
Yes, I haven't always necessarily sung those. I did sing Giltrap City Toyota, but I had David Curtis. Remember David Curtis, the child star, Wheel of Fortune. My good friend Dave, he actually sang Gotta Get a Cottage. I'm in there behind him, back in. Fiona McDonald, she sang the Columbine jingle that I did, you know, and I'm in there backing her. But you know,
But look, a jingle can make or break a company, can't it? I mean, it is so important.
It's huge.
If you think of the Warehouse...
It's a totally iconic thing. I mean, when a jingle plays, you can be anywhere in the house. But when the pictures play on television, you know, you've got to really see them, don't you? You know, but the jingle, it's just there, and it's an audio logo, and it has a huge effect. It really is responsible for representing the brand, you know, and so it's pretty big.